Good evening, YouTube. So I'm just about uploaded one more video from my Halloween adventure from earlier, but it's because I recorded it and it takes at least a couple hours to upload videos. The part 2 video is not going to be on YouTube until later on today. But while I was uploading the Happy Halloween Part 2 video, I was perusing YouTube and I was watching the YouTube news. And, you know, whenever there's depressing shit on the news, it just makes me think, what the fuck's wrong with our society anymore? Some asshole decides he's gonna run some people over in New York City, kill 6 people. Mayor of New York's calling it a terrorist attack. And big shocker, he's calling himself a Muslim and doing it in the name of his bullshit religion. Now here's the thing. People, do not buy into the deception. These terrorists that are killing people and calling themselves Muslim, they're doing it on purpose. They're trying to get people to fear/hate Muslims. It's part of their master plan, I'm willing to bet you. I'm not a terrorist, but it's pretty obvious that's what's going on. You know, you take into consideration the Muslim temple that was attacked. That 1 month we had like 3 to 4 to 5 different terrorist attacks in 1 month, and the majority of them were all claiming to be Muslim. And it was some pissed off asshole took it into his own hands and attacked an innocent Muslim temple because of it. Attacking an innocent Muslim temple because of what some other asshole did, you're only adding fuel to that bullshit fire. And unfortunately, there was a teen Muslim girl who was killed as a result of that attack on that Muslim center. In the town that she was attacked in, where she lived, they tried to make a monument for her, and the monument was vandalized. And it's like, this is what the terrorists want, people. They want you to fear/hate Muslims. It distracts you while they do some other shit. You know? Don't buy into it. If Muslims were really the problem, you'd know about it. There's a shit ton of Muslims on this planet. It's no different than the guns. No, I might have over-exaggerated in one of my videos, but there's roughly, let's just say, I'd say about 1 in every 5 to 6 houses in America owns a gun. That's still a lot of guns, you know. I mean, guns are truly the problem. You'd know about it. There are no evil guns. They're just evil people, you know. I know people get tired of the guns don't kill people, people kill people argument, but it's the truth. Because people are the ones that invented guns, you know. And I'm more than likely sure that a lot of people who invented guns, their first thought wasn't, oh, look what I did, I made a killing device. No, a lot of them were thinking, hey, this can be a useful tool, you know. But people aren't really concerned about low capacity shotguns like my side-by-side. They're more concerned about these so-called AR-15s and what have you, you know. And nobody complains when the AR-15 is used by the military, but as soon as it's misused in a mass shooting, all of a sudden, you know. Nobody complains when people are using bump fire stocks safely and responsibly on the shooting range just because they can, and it's fun to shoot, you know. But as soon as some fucking crotchety old asshole of a man uses it to kill a shit ton of people at a country music concert, all of a sudden people are like, bump stocks are evil. We need to ban them. And even Congress was like, look, we're not going to ban this. And a lot of people, that pissed a lot of people off. They're like, hey, what the hell? You know. But look at my shotgun. It's not moving. It just sits there empty. And I know it's empty because I keep it empty. I keep it empty and unsafe unless I have to use it. That's just gun safety 101. And most of you aren't going to believe me, so, you know, the nice thing about a break action shotgun is very easy to check for safety. Pick it up away from the triggers and you just, you know, open it halfway and you I can open it just all the way without clicking it and engaging the hammers. That's as far as it'll go before it'll engage. You can open it and check it for safety, obviously, and it's not gonna, the triggers aren't gonna work unless you disengage it. You know what I'm saying? That's just gun safety 101. But like I said, people aren't concerned about low capacity 12 gauges or anything like that. They're more they're more upset at bumfire stocks and assault rifles and shit. And nobody complains when people are using guns responsibly. Just like nobody complains, for the most part, well, religion's a different topic entirely. Most people don't complain if you're practicing your religion. If you're practicing your religion peacefully, you're not trying to shove it in people's faces like some Christians do. Sorry, I had a cough there. You know what I'm saying? Then, yeah, most people aren't going to care. And this asshole that runs over a bunch of people in New York and kills 6 people, and then calling himself a fucking Muslim. The dude's just doing that to continue. He's all part of. It's all part of that. But then there are some people who are going to say, "Well, it's in the Quran, Josh." Yeah, you know, it's funny that Muslims and Christians have a lot in common. They really do. Even if they practice different beliefs, they're very similar to each other to some degree. Christians have terrorized society for thousands of years through the Salem witch trials. But a lot of Christians are going to be like, well, we're not all like that anymore. There are some Christians who are still very uppity about people who practice magic. They'll look down their nose at someone for doing it, and it's like, who the fuck are you? When a Christian looks down their fucking nose at somebody for practicing magic, it's like, okay, let's examine your bullshit for a second. You believe that some dude rose from the dead to save you from your sins. That sounds like necromancy. And then supposedly his disciples, his followers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they're drinking his blood because it turned to wine. They're eating his flesh because it turned to bread. That sounds like vampirism and cannibalism. Yet Christians want to look down their fucking noses at people for practicing magic. That's fucking funny. No, it's not. It's disgusting. And it's judgmental and hypocritical. Because they're all about Jesus and all this other bullshit. You know, and the thing of it is like, if they're not, and that's the thing of it, is I practice magic, but I'm not in your face about it unless I have to be. I mean, some Christian comes up to me and says, hey, would you like to hear the good word about Jesus today? I say, no, thank you, very politely. If they don't take the hint, then the second time I'm like, look, I practice black magic, so if you want to continue fucking with me, and usually that second one gets them to piss off, but then if they continue to pester me, I could be a dick, and I could say, okay, you know why there's no sky god? Because there's children dying of AIDS and starvation and poverty all around the world. There's people attacking each other in stupid bullshit terrorist attacks. There's fucking mass shootings. There are people struggling on a daily basis. There are children getting molested in Catholic churches. And you want to tell me there's a sky god that cares about all his children? Fuck you. And why is it just God bless America? Why isn't it God bless everybody? I feel like, you know, I get it. There's these, you know, Bible-thumping Americans, you know what I'm saying? They have the sticker on their truck that says, God bless America, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, why is it just America? Why, you know, and you ask yourself questions like that, and it doesn't matter to a degree because it's irrelevant. People are going to be stupid. You can't physically change that. But while waiting for my Halloween Part 2 video to upload, I'm watching the news on YouTube, and I see that, yet again, another attack, you know, and I think, oh, great. What is it this time, a terrorist attack or a shooting? Which one is it? Oh, some asshole ran some people over with his truck. Are you fucking kidding me? What an, stupid mother motherfucker. And it's just so goddamn frustrating. Now, you've noticed, YouTube, that ISIS is losing. The terrorist organization that's trying to make everybody fear. Turns out, I've been casting dark spells against ISIS. That's no shocker, as I am capable of using my dark magic to help people. And when I see these fucking assholes bullying people, I'm like, I'm not going to put up with it. So by the wrath of my dark powers, ISIS will be destroyed and they will lose. By the wrath of Satan, Lucifer, and the devil himself, also known as the Almighty Three, by the wrath of the Almighty Three and every demon and fallen angel in hell, ISIS will fall, and they will fall hard, and they will lose all their territory, and they will all be killed. You want to think of the best way to torture an ISIS member? You tie them up to a chair so they can't move. And you rip a bunch of, and then you just like, you remove their shirt. You keep them pantsed and everything, but you remove their shirt. And you hook up some headphones to an ISIS member's ears. And in those headphones, you play the sound of a dog whining for hours on end. Or the sound of a baby crying, or both, simultaneously switching back and forth between the two for hours on end. So the only thing that person has to listen to is the crying of a dog or the crying of an infant on continuous loop in those headphones that they're forced to listen to for hours on end. And while you do it, you take a giant ass fucking bullwhip and you crack it across the ISIS member's back as hard as you can. And when it blisters and cuts their back open, you take lemon juice and salt, and you pour it into their whip wounds. You give them a break, just a small break, from listening to the baby and the dog crying in the headphones. And you say, we can talk, or you can continue to listen to this. Now, if you leave them there, and then you want to add insult to injury, if they're saying they're Muslim, then the only food you give them is the food they can't eat, the food they consider a sin, to add insult to injury. And then when they shit their pants because they can't go to the bathroom because they're tied to the fucking chair, you take the shit from their pants and you smear it into their whip wounds so that they become infected. And they're sitting there in their own filth and foul, and the only thing they've heard is your yelling voice and the sounds of a baby and a fucking dog crying. I guarantee you that would make anybody fucking mad. Fuck waterboarding, that ain't shit. That's more psychological torture than waterboarding. I might have just given the government an idea. Shit, if the government watches my YouTube videos, they'll be like, hey, King Cobra is a sadistic little fuck, but you know what? If we capture ISIS members, I think we're going to do that. I like that. That's fucking awesome. It's just like, these terrorists are trying to scare Americans, and we're so desensitized to violence that it doesn't really affect us that much, to be truthful. Is that too real to say? Maybe, but the thing of it is, like, hashtag fuck mass shootings and hashtag fuck terrorist attacks. If you're having a bad fucking day, boo fucking who? You think everybody has a perfect day all the time? Fuck off, dude. Everybody has those fucking days where it's just like, fuck today. You know, we've all had those days. Now, admittedly, I had an awesome Halloween, and I made a couple awesome videos. I was thinking, hey, I'm in a good mood, you know. And then I watched the news on YouTube, and I see a depressing article about that recent terrorist attack in New York, and it bummed me out. Like, why, YouTube? Why must we go through this bullshit? Ugh. And I realized there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is bitch about it. And sometimes bitching about it doesn't solve anything. Except make me feel just a little bit better for talking about it and saying, hey, this is how I'm feeling about the situation. The Happy Halloween Part 2 video is taking its sweet ass time. In that video, I go into more detail with my costume, as I said I would in the first part. You know, producing quality content for my fans, because that's how I roll. I want to grab some more water and, yeah. Fuck terrorist attacks. Fuck mass shootings. And like I said, sometimes there's not jack shit you can do about it. I mean, you can complain about it, but complaining wouldn't get you very far, now would it? I mean, sometimes complaining is therapeutic in its own special way. Sometimes you just have to bitch and complain and get it out of your system, you know? And, on a side note, what would I have to complain about on Halloween? Absolutely nothing. Halloween is my favorite holiday. However, the political correctness with Halloween, some people, Halloween aside, some people, there are literally just some people who try so goddamn hard to look for something that's sexist, racist, or politically incorrect. They try so hard. And that's not really making anything better, that's just making it worse. People are going to be like, bro, really? You know? Like, I'll give you an example of political correctness on Halloween. Yes, there are things to a degree in which you can't do. But if you got some, like, this is what they were saying on Halloween. They were saying to moms everywhere, oh, if your daughter is dressing up for Halloween this year, make sure she's not wearing a Mulan costume, because if your daughter is wearing a Mulan costume, it's offensive and stereotypical to Asians. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a Disney character, you stupid political correct fuck. Why? These are the same assholes who say, oh, you can't call your baby a boy or a girl because they're not old enough to decide their own sex. Like, really? There's nothing wrong with supporting transgenders, but that's going too far. These are the same fucking assholes that do stupid shit like that. And it's like, oh, dude. In some cases, the kid's not going to be old enough. And guess what? I tend to think that most parents, when they have a kid, and that kid's born a certain sex, then they're going to call it by that sex. And calling it politically incorrect is just stupid. But you gotta realize, YouTube, that any asshole who attacks innocent people and then calls him or herself a Muslim is just doing it to make people hate Muslims and fear Muslims. And when you do shit like that, it creates a distraction. Not every person who owns a gun in this country is a fucking raving lunatic, but mass shootings make gun owners look bad, just like terrorist attacks where they claim to be Muslim make Muslims look bad. I remember this one month during the summer, not too long ago, there was like 3 to 4 to 5 terrorist attacks in 1 month. It was just ridiculous. And this one person attacked an innocent Muslim temple in protest to the terrorist attacks. And the Muslims that were practicing in this Muslim temple had nothing to do with those attacks. Nothing. They were trying to practice peacefully. And some asshole went in there and with his car and ran a bunch of people over. And this Muslim teen was killed as a result of it in the town she lived in. They tried to make a monument for this Muslim teen who was, killed because of the Muslim hatred. And the monument was vandalized, and it just made me sick to my stomach, the whole thing, dude. I got my own goddamn religion, dude. You know what I'm saying? I got my own shit going. I don't practice any fucking mainstream bullshit. But even I'm smart enough to see the deception. And when I see the deception, I'm just like, you know what? I should make a video about it and let other people know so they're not falling for it either. Now, some of you are going to sit there and say, oh, you're just talking out your Asperger's. You're full of shit, Mr. King Cobra. Say what you want about me, but think about it logically for a second. But some people are going to say, yeah, well, it's in the Quran that Allah says kill the non-believers. The old Quran, yes, but it was rewritten to be nicer. Can you believe that? The old Quran was written to be the new Quran, and it's written to be a lot nicer. That sounds an awful lot like the Old Testament and the New Testament, doesn't it? People back in the day believed a lot of crazy shit. Christians back in the day believed that if you sacrificed a virgin, it would make your crops grow better. Yeah, most Christians today would say that's a lie. The Christian ancestors never did that, blah, blah, blah. Like, if that's what you want to believe, buddy. When you practice magic, when you practice black magic, it helps to do research into other religions, so when people try to make you look stupid, you can call them out on their shit by proving them wrong, by shoving their own history in their face. And when you actually know your shit, that does piss off a couple of people, but what are you going to do? I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to be like, you know what? Fuck mass shootings and fuck terrorist attacks. I'm tired of it. And if you're the kind of person that's going to pull a mass shooting or a terrorist attack, you're a fucking pussy. Straight up. You can't deal with your problems like a mature adult, so you take it out on everybody else. That's bullshit. You know what? I'm sorry. Why would I insult vaginas like that by calling people who do mass shootings and terrorist attacks a pussy? That's degrading to women. I'm sorry. That was, yeah. That's like calling Donald Trump a retard. It's like, yeah, but that's kind of an insult to retards. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? I mean, these days, when people want to get scared on Halloween, they could either go to the White House or they can go to a haunted house. Was political shit doing anything for you guys? No, probably not. Now, my point being is, like, fuck terrorist attacks. My condolences go out to the victims of the most recent one. And it upset me because, like, I'm sick and tired of it, you know? Like, why should somebody else have to suffer because you're having a bad day? You know? Like, for real. That's just real talk. And I realize there's nothing I can personally do about it except bitch about it. Does me bitching about it change anything? Well, it could to a degree if I open up people to the truth and be like, hey people, wait a second, come on now. We're smarter than this. We're better than this. And that tobacco's cashed. How about this other pipe? I know it's still got some shit in it. Oh, it's fucking clogged. God damn it. Easy enough to unclog. I've had to retake this video several times because I wanted to get it just right. And I feel like this is the version where I'm like, okay, it's short, sweet, to the fucking point. See what I gotta say. Boom. And I have like 2 fucking whole videos for my channel. I'm gonna wait till my Happy Halloween Part 2 video uploads, and then I'll upload this one. That way I'm not overloading my internet with uploading. And, you know, that's just what I got. That's really got to say on the issues, man. Like, you know, you think you have it bad. When you see someone else's bullshit, it makes you appreciate that your shortcomings aren't as bad. If that makes any sense. You might be pissed off about some random shit, and then while you're dealing with that, you see somebody else walking by in life and you realize it could be worse, you know. Excuse me. That's what I think of the terrorists and the mass shooters. I think they're pieces of shit. That's why I farted. That's kind of an insult to shit, though, do you think? I've been casting dark spells against ISIS, and they're losing, and it's awesome. Doing what I can, you know. I can use my dark magic to help people. To a degree. A friend of mine on YouTube named Katie Kloss. Now, Miss Katie Kloss was worried. I was doing a Facebook Live video and she hit me up in the chat about this protest with Nazis in her town of Florida that she lived in. And she asked for my magical assistance. You know, so I said to Katie Kloss, a circle of protection. And then I named the town she lived in and the state. And then after I named those two things, I said, against the protesters and all that, you know. And after I did it, I said, Katie, get back to me when you can. Let me know the results. A couple of days later, Katie Kloss comes back on Facebook Live on the chat, and she says that amazingly, the Nazi protests in Florida, these assholes pulled out a gun and started firing into a crowd of, these Nazis started firing into a crowd of people. Nobody got shot. And on top of nobody getting shot, they all got arrested. And after, you know, that's too much of a coincidence, man. Like, I'm very good at casting circles of protection. That'd be a big ass circle of protection, but I could try to pull it off. A circle of protection around the world against terrorist attacks and mass shootings. That seems to be a bit of a stretch, but I could at least try, you know. That's all I can do. You know. Maybe people are having a bad day. They'll find a productive and healthy way to relieve their stress. Because for whatever fucking reason, I mean, if you're in self-defense and you accidentally kill somebody, that's one thing. But to do it voluntarily for shits and giggles, that's not right. You know, that's just not right. Anyways, I pretty much said my piece on this video. I mean, it's 30 minutes almost, short, sweet, to the point. This is KINGCOBRAJFS with another video. Smoking my tobacco, bitching about society's problems as usual. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.